Crap, I'm on fire again.
Hey, what's up everybody? Scotty here. Welcome back to another episode on Paladins. This time I want to do something a little different and just do some theory crafting on new champions that are going to be releasing on the official game very soon. But here we are today on public test server, otherwise known as PTS. We will be doing Maeve because she's kind of the highlight right now, especially since there have been two champions on a back-to-back patch release, so it's pretty exciting. And we haven't seen a flank in quite a while. Now, just a few notes before I kind of get into this video. We are on public test servers, so it's going to be very high ping, what we're normally used to. As you can see, I got my ping displayed on the right hand corner, or the right hand middle of the screen. And that's about a little over 300 ping, which is quite a delay. Another note is I spent quite a bit of time experimenting with different builds on Maeve, and this is the one that I've kind of found the best, but it's really gonna, who knows what the developers are going to do during public test server, if there's going to be any more changes. So this is what we're just experimenting for the time being. At the beginning of the video I presented a loadout showing what is the best that I could find in a mix of dealing damage, sustain, and survivability in the means of trying to escape. Now, Maeve as a flank, I have a big of an issue with her. It just doesn't seem like she deals enough damage on her left click. Her right click does, her right click pounce does a pretty decent amount of damage, but in order to land the combo, it takes a little bit of practice, but if there's going to be a high mobility champion that you're going to be going up against, it could easily be countered, especially with nimble. Now again, if the developers maybe add some more damage to Maeve, that would be very great. And as this video comes to an end, I'll point out exactly what's going on. Now, as you can see during this battle, we are going up against just some AI opponents, because in PTS the population is very, very low. So all of this again is just theory on what we can speculate is what's going to happen. But you can see what I'm dealing. I'm dealing a little bit of damage. You know, I'm landing my combos, and every now and then I'll get credit for the elimination. But for the most part, as the team is grouping together, it's mostly the other team who is securing the kills, which as a flank is a bit of an issue. With Evie, she deals quite a bit of damage. She can almost depending on if you do her combo, she can almost two-shot an opponent. With Androxus, that doesn't take very many hits, especially if you land a headshot. And with Buck deals more damage than Maeve, especially if you land your net shot, you get that bonus damage off. Now here we are with Maeve, you're not really seeing any bonus damage. The reason why I reduced the cooldown on Pounce is to honestly just get more damage out. And from the loadout at the beginning of the video, I also added an effect. Well, I don't know what the card is, but an effect where you could gain health from dealing damage with Pounce. So this really helps with your sustain. That way you don't have to keep spamming Q. Now your Q ability does have quite a bit of time on its cooldown, 20 seconds just as a base. Now if you use Chronos, of course that can help reduce the cooldown on it. But with me, this is what I kind of like to use, is just to reduce the cooldown on Pounce, mainly for the fact that her left click ability just doesn't do enough damage. But here we are, we easily secure the first two objectives. We're going against AI. It's not like we're going to try hard. I will be honest, if it wasn't with the high ping, I would be dealing a little bit more damage, but I don't think it's going to contribute too much to Maeve's damage as a whole. just because of what's built in her kit, she's only dealing about 450 damage. That Victor right there just took me down. You gotta love those aimbot Victors, which is actually AI. I mean, it's what it is. They will follow you, their gun, to the ends of the earth until you're dead. But anyways, going back to Maeve, with her left click ability, that doesn't include if an opponent gets Haven. Now, if an opponent gets Haven, that's going to reduce the damage that you're dealing, which is another issue. Some things that could kind of help you increase your output is to maybe go Life Rip. That'll help with your sustain so you can stay in combat a little bit. I do notice that there is a little bit of a health bug during the developers Q&A. They said that Maeve was going to have, I think, 2,000 health, but here we only see 1,900, which one of my loadout cards gives me a bonus of 100, so essentially I only have 1,800, the same amount of health as Sky and Evie. Oh, and we can't forget about Sky. Sky deals a great bit of damage. She has pretty high burst damage as long as you can land your hits. So pretty much what we're trying to say is a flank should have high burst damage, but relatively low cooldown or dependent upon reload. Your damage champions, of course, their main contribution to the team is just to deal damage to the other team. So they have a kind of a combination and a well balance of dealing damage and also relying on their cooldowns as well as the reload. But primarily with flanks, they should have high burst damage with high cooldowns, but I'm not really feeling that with Maeve. It just seems like low damage with relatively low cooldown. Pounce, I think with this build out I'm getting every 6 seconds. Every 6 seconds I can cast a Pounce. But that's an issue. Now let's think about our Kinessas, right? On the good side, let's talk about the good side. Maeve has really high mobility. See, I just caught up to that Cassie like nothing. Which, I mean, she was already dead as it is and probably already used her dodge roll. But Maeve, just as a flank, she has really high mobility. The downside of that is if she's trying to flank someone like Kinessa, she's going to have an issue trying to kill the Kinessa because the Kinessa could just teleport out with no problems. So I'm just really curious to see what the developer is going to do with Maeve. In all honesty, it really does seem like she does need a damage increase. And as we come to the scoreboard results, I'll demonstrate. Well, I mean, I'll show you what I'm talking about. I did 29 eliminations, only died 3 times, only 1 solo kill, and only did just over 26,000 damage. The majority of my shots were being landed and combos, but there's just no damage. Anyways, team, we're going to bring this video to an end. I will be doing an official video once Maeve is released, depending on whether or not she's going to get some changes. Let's just as a community reach out to developers and just kind of request what Maeve needs to do, so she and other champions can have these changes. Anyways, we're going to end this video now, so if you like the video, please hit the thumbs up. If you do not, please hit the thumbs down and make a comment letting me know how I can improve the video. Thank you very much. Take care. Bye-bye.